Welcome to Wolves After Dark, everybody. Timberwolves win and are now 7-2. Beat the Warriors tonight. If you're new here, subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. If you're in the chat live, let us know some questions. Who is your player of the game? But I'm back. I'm not Sabrina, but I do have to say, I know I was talking on the chat on the plane, but Sabrina, huge shout out. You were incredible as a co-host. And we definitely need to have you back on here because that was like a great stream. And I like being a viewer sometimes. That was kind of nice. But anyways, Ashwin, how are you feeling how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I know it's early, but I'd rather have Sabrina on right now than you. What the hell are you doing here?
I don't blame you. No, this was a great this was a great game. This was a game where you kind of felt previous Timberwolves teams in this game at times where it was like, I think I'm having a hard time realizing that we have a good defense because we're having these moments where we get into like the third quarter, for example, right at the beginning of the third quarter. I mentioned in Discord, I was like, it feels like we're super close to having the Warriors just like have that avalanche of like 20 points and then it's unreachable. But with a defensive team like this, it's like we can't, like, we're always going to be somewhat in the game and we have the offensive threats. I'm really trying to temper expectations. And this isn't just because we beat the Warriors, but because like we play up to good teams, we play down to bad teams. So like it's almost more exciting to beat the bad teams. But we're 7-2.
Yeah,
we are 7-2.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never felt, I've never internalized that until like right now when you said that. But like last year we were in 7-2. We had higher expectations. It feels like we were buzzing off this team's composition last year, and we were like 2-7. Man, we were freaking the f out. 7-2. I don't think we've ever had a 6-game winning streak. I don't know the last time we've had multiple 5-game win streaks. I don't remember the last time we've had a 6-game win streak. Sabrina, aka Stat Queen. Where are those digits when we need them? I would love to look up and find when that might have been. It might have never existed, honestly. Like I've never seen a team this kind of cutthroat on the defensive end before. Those first 5 or 6 minutes, I don't know, man. Like we weren't doing anything on offense, but those were like some of the best 5 or 6 minutes I've seen on a Timberwolves. Like I don't know, man. Like the way that they were unable to shoot. Unable to drive to the rim, and we got like Gobert block, Cat a block, and like just like in your face attempt at the rim. Man, like the energy I felt tonight is what you just said. Like a lesser team, a younger team, a former team would have been cooked.
Yeah.
I think the Warriors are just cooked. I don't know, man. Against us, we weren't even like maybe like our C game out there. We were so sloppy in that first half. And we still like ballooned onto a 16-point lead against the Warriors, a team that you just knew something was going to happen. You would just knew that like some 10, 12.0 run would happen. Never happened.
Yeah, it's like I'm just in shock. Seeing the defense from Rudy and McDaniels on Steph Curry at times was crazy. Karl-Anthony Towns, I kind of mentioned this on Twitter when I was announcing our stream. This may be the beginning of my apology to Karl-Anthony Towns.
Dude.
I mean, he is playing incredible. He's playing incredible. Like,
incredible.
I can't get over it. And the defense is crazy. I even mentioned in the Discord, shout out the Discord. I mentioned in the Discord, which thank you, Nightbot. That was perfect timing. In the Discord, though, I was like, if Cat plays defense like this, I can forgive some stray voltage, because he's making up for so much on the defense. There was that hustle play at the end of the game where like he was behind the play. He gets back there, bats the ball away after the lay-in. Like, that's amazing. The beginning of the game, though, it wasn't really a wall up. He really did kind of come down, but he was on the ball. So like it's just clean. It's emotionless in some ways, in a good way. He's just playing he's just playing good basketball and then hitting threes. He's even still doing his driving, which I'm not a huge fan of. But if he can successfully do that, like, go for it. So no, and we'll get more into player specifics later. But by the way, quick little shout out. This is a really exciting game. If we get to 50 likes, we will do a giveaway on stream. What should the giveaway be today? More Jake's graphs? Should it be? I could even just, I don't know. We'll see. I could. We'll have to determine. You guys can let us know in chat too what you want. I don't know if we're gonna do a jersey for tonight.
I've been eyeing those youth shorts on
some shorts.
I can't fit in them, but I've been eyeing them.
Speaking of which, I just came back from Target Center last week, and
welcome back.
I got a hoodie. Whoa. It's got a wolf on it, and it's got like the old last year's city jersey or whatever.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Whoa, that's pretty nice.
I love it. So shout out Team Stop Shore or whatever it's called. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Dude, I mean, you were starting to highlight Cat. I haven't seen a more confident Cat. This year has had quite an ebb and flow of Cat and what he's been expecting. I think we can get into it when we talk about him specifically. But I think so much of it is he's emotionally invested in every game. If he is taken out because of fouls, he doesn't know how to establish himself. He tries to overcompensate. He's trying to be the hero in every game. And when he's unable to play that role, he doesn't really know how to fit in, and he exaggerates what he needs to do. And sometimes it comes out as unnecessary. Sometimes it comes as, I'm hooking you to get attention, to get the foul calls I need or I deserve. This version of Towns, man, we were just waiting for something to click because we were winning in spite of or without, our one of our star players. And his defense has been there this season. I haven't seen it be this good since his rookie year, honestly. I am in love with what's going on right now. Winners of 6 straight. I can't have this high come down too quick. We play against them on Tuesday. We have to realize that this can be over on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But there's so much to build off of these games. There's so much inconsistency. But the fact that we are so true to this new identity has me just beside myself.
Super promising. That's the thing. That's exactly the point. That's the takeaway from tonight, is that we have stuck to our identity, other than the first game of the season. Well, even the first game of the season was kind of close to it. But really, other than the Atlanta game, we have been the same identity every game. And I don't know. I've just loved seeing it. I had a question for you about Towns. Jim, which broadcast were you watching?
The one on mute.
Okay, so Golden State. Jim Pete at a point said he was kind of commenting on how people like us have said that Cat needs to take more of a backseat to Ant. This is Ant's team, and that he needs to be more of a complementary player to Ant. And Jim Pete was kind of at the beginning of the game, after Towns was playing really well, saying things like, Cat does not have to take a backseat. He still needs to be the player he is. What are your thoughts on that?
Having him be the bass note, not the melody. I would like to say I agree. The ball should be probably more so in Ant's hands and should be kind of orchestrated. Our offense should be orchestrated majorly through Ant.
Yes.
But when Towns has a great mismatch, has a potential match that he can take over when he gets switched on with Curry and with CP3 and with lesser players. Not lesser players, but shorter players. He can potentially get into problems. But as his confidence is growing, as his shot is following suit, I feel like who could be the alpha? I don't think it changes. You would think that the fact that my tone was starting to change there in that story, or in that the sentence. I don't think so. I don't think it can change. I don't think it can be Cat's team the way that Ant has arrived. I love the sentiment, but it can't happen.
I know. I agree with you. I think that there's a middle ground that is, kind of what you were alluding at there is like, when Ant is off and Cat is on, okay, maybe it's Cat's game. I'm not saying that that means, oh, Cat, you're hot, stop taking shots and please give the ball to Ant. I think it's there's nuance to it. Like you're gonna figure it out each game and you're gonna learn, and you have to have basketball IQ in order to do that because you just do. But anyways, I thought that was kind of an interesting point.
Yeah. I'm going to double down on it. I think with Cat taking 30 shots, I think it disrupts our offense too much because Cat is a great like catch and shoot player. Cat is a great dribble drive player. But if Cat is holding onto the ball, making the offense happen through him, we're going to get in those episodes that we had in previous years.
Yep.
We're so lucky, but we have a like luxury, and we have a blessing of a player who will take over a game, who's willing to, and honestly has all the tools to. And we can't let that just sit on the corner, and we can't let that sit on the bench. We have to take advantage of that full stop. I'll just say straight up, it'd be awesome to have a player that could take over a game from a 7-foot, caliber player. We don't have a Wemby.
Yeah.
We don't have someone who can actually dribble drive through like all sorts of traffic, and I think Wemby's gonna be one of those types of players who the offense is going to run through. But I don't think we have that, and I think Towns should be super comfortable, and his demeanor and his like personality fits a 1A or a 1B.
Oh yeah.
Great question,
I
though.
agree.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
All right. So in the early goings,
Mhm.
no one was really making shots. No one was really taking over.
Yeah.
There's some ticky-tack fouls here and there. It was kind of like a 20-20 game, 40-40 game. Did you see us building a lead and extending it and sustaining it until the late minutes where it got a little weird? Did you see that happening, or were you on your edge of your seat, being like, "This is not happening tonight. I can't. I'm excited for Tuesday now."
I never get nervous during Timberwolves games. No. No, yeah, I was on the edge of my seat. No way did I think, especially in a third quarter, would we do that. Sometimes in the fourth, like over the past couple of years, we've been able to like pull away from some teams and just get hot at the right time. But like this was a mature win. I don't know. This was like, we came out in the third. The Warriors, I believe, are a pretty good third quarter team. And we're pretty historically bad, at least maybe this year. Maybe we're not so bad, but previously in years, even with the same roster, we've been pretty bad. So no, I was on the edge of my seat. I was not prepared for that. And honestly, Cat was a big part in the game, especially in the beginning. He did have some moments in the third, but and I don't remember exactly when these players scored, but Jaden was him having offense changes everything. Because obviously we know his defensive impact. He almost fouled out tonight, or maybe did. I don't even know. He had 5, I know.
He had 5.
But it's like he's so valuable on defense that it almost doesn't even matter what he does offensively. So when he does have any amount of offense, it is like it's just such a luxury to have. So yeah. Aston says Dubs typically thrive third quarter. Yeah. I was worried about that.
Championship caliber teams typically do as well. Extending our lead in the third quarter is something that I don't think we would have ever seen our team mature into in years past. And yeah, we had D'Lo running the shop. We had like a lot of high octane offensive players in years past. Now our identity is to just be abusers of mismatches and take down opponents' morale. Like I really think our defensive identity is there to just like impose our will on you, and you have to address to us. And how often would you think in previous seasons the two big lineup would just have collapsed?
Yeah.
Like they would have taken advantage of us in every situation, in every game. I feel like the season. Feels like hyperbole, but it's like holy crap. the opposition has to and have had to adjust to us.
Yeah, that's like an insane thing to say. Yeah, there was just a lot of demoralizing plays for them. Ant hit that. There was that dunk. Was that the third quarter also?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Cat hitting a lot. There's just like, of course, any bucket is going to be somewhat debilitating to the other team, but like, there's a way. I used to say this all the time about D'Lo. Like D'Lo would have these shots where it's like, oh my gosh, this is such a killer because why the heck is that going in? And there were like a couple of those plays tonight, and I can't recall any right off the top of my head, but there was a couple slow-mo ones. There was a couple huge slow-mo ones where it was like you could just hear any amount of excitement or momentum in the arena just immediately thwarted by Kyle Anderson taking 20 steps without dribbling right to the rim. And it was just like, I loved it. It was incredible. No, yeah. I mean, it was a lot of, it's just weird to say these things. It's just, I can't, like, I'm kind of in shock right now because it's like, I know there's going to be Warriors fans or something like that watching, and they're going to be like, oh, look, they're pretending like this is game 7 that they just won or whatever. No, it's not. It's not even that it's the Warriors. It's the fact that it's, one, we're 7-2, and it's the way we won a game, regardless of team, because we don't we've been slowly building this season. We've had the same identity, but having these wins against all these different teams is like, it's hard not to get on the bandwagon. There's so many good stories around this team. Naz Reid, Anthony Edwards is ascending to national levels. And Cat is getting all this hate, but then he's coming out and doing games like this and the last game. And we have a lot of things going for us, and it's hard not to be elated right now as a Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
There's no way to refute what's going on. And it's a bunch of just thought bubbles being like, they don't know what to say, but they're typing as much as they can, They need to be the first to say it because no one's talking about the Timberwolves until like this year.
Yeah.
No one has been. And probably for the right reasons. We'll just say that. Our stars file out. Our stars are overcompensating. Our stars are trying to be too aggressive to be the player to be talked about. And now we have a group of players that are buying in, if not already bought into a system that feels like that rubs off on each other. Cat has never played better. I've never seen it like as good as what I saw today. And can't wait to talk about him more in the tier list. But I want to say shout out to all of you sticking with us after post game. 116-110 Minnesota Timberwolves win in convincing fashion, I want to say. The end got a little weird, a little sloppy. There's some weird Finch timeouts, Finchieisms that are happening. And
timeouts and just the pulling of players, like that was on both ends, like
weird.
The weirdest ending to a game in a long time.
And it could have gotten worse, but like
luckily, it could have.
Kuminga didn't know where he was when he jumped.
And I was getting ready for the stream. I was like unplugging my microphone, and I was like, oh, I don't have to pay attention anymore. And I look back up, and it's a 4-point game, and then they get the steal, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to change all my headlines and all my tweets that I had scheduled. Right. I'm like, no, this is bad. But we made it. But do you want to jump into the tier list, or do you want to? Let's do it. Okay. Tier list time. And as we're transitioning to the tier list, as you see on the bottom of the screen, we will be doing a giveaway if we hit 50 likes on the stream. Wow. Maybe if we had 100, we could do something crazy. Maybe, I don't know, tickets or Jake's graph is what I'm thinking right now. Tickets or Jake's graphs. We'll see. Decide in the comments.
Yeah. Well, a big little milestone for us as we transition to the tier list. We hit over 500 subs, man. That's pretty crazy. Congrats to you, man. And congrats to all of you as well. Big things are coming, in small packages. That's what I like to say. And
we know about small packages.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Anyhow, small packages. Golden State Warriors.
That's it.
They are a small team, relying heavily on former Timberwolves to get through it.
Yeah. Also, Saric, my goodness, it's just hilarious to watch him play basketball. And Wiggins apparently is Wigginsing right now. I don't know. Yeah. There's weird. I haven't been paying attention to the Warriors really much, and then I started hearing all this stuff just before the game about Wiggins. They're hoping he can finally have a good game on the season. I was like, oh, it's been bad.
Maybe maybe it's against his former team. He'll find himself. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to do the reenactment in the locker room of dunking over Cat and saying his name or whatever. Like, I don't know what that weird like fanfic they were doing in the locker room was, but
well, before I muted the stream, I remember one thing that they said was, so I think they started the game like 1 for 8, 2 for 10, 3 for like 16 or something like that, and they were excited about the fact that they had 10 shots versus Timberwolves 3, and they were like gushing over that. They were just like pretend elation over things that just don't matter or are not part of the thing, because they may have been a little bit more aggressive on the offensive boards, and we should probably say that was something that was very alarming for me overall, was just the amount of second chance points and second chance attempts that the Warriors had.
Yeah.
I think they're on they're on old legs, man. That team is an old team now, and you can't really rely on whoever's coming off the bench to like get you something. With the exception of like Sarge and Chris Paul, who are even older than the stars, right? So, we've beaten Denver, we've beaten Miami, we've beaten Boston, we've beaten Golden State Warriors. These are the teams that are being talked about being laden as the top 4 teams in the NBA, and we are beating these teams. It's just a matter of time before we get right back in that conversation, and it's awesome to see. These are tests that we are passing with flying colors. It's like, I just hope that this is not a peak. This is more of like a kind of like a foundation that we're building, and we're putting layers on top of. We don't peak in December or November. We are just growing this like massive effing mountain.
Because we've had peaks before where we've beaten Golden State, or even with like Levine and Wiggins on the team, like we've had that. This needs to be not a baseline, but like like a foundation. I think that's a great way of saying it. I'm the best at like saying exactly what you said. Just again, that's why Sabrina's better than me. Anyways, tier list for those of you that are new. Probably not many of you are, but if you are new, A1, unforgettably good game, as in like Cat's 60-point game, Ant play-in game against the Clippers, things that we will reminisce about in the future. Juancho tier, terrible game, absolutely terrible. Self-explanatory, Juancho. Glenn Taylor is Juancho several times in a row, or like consistently. And then C or B is somewhere in like what we expect. C is kind of what we expect, and then B is like a pretty decent game, but we kind of expected it. Is kind of, I guess, where we've kind of moved, or at least me personally. And then everything is in between. Feel free to participate in chat. We do break a lot of ties via chat, and argue with us when we give Anta Juancho. Just kidding. But maybe. We'll see. Spoiler? I don't know. Anyways, who's up first?
Shake Milton, Troy Brown Jr., combined maybe 10, 11 minutes, combined just a couple points. You know what? These are the people who are kind of like supposed to replace some of the bench, like the dryness of our bench last year, that the expectations were there because they were just too hollow in their heads, honestly. They haven't really shown up much of the season. Maybe we'll say like in the last game or so they had like 6 to 8 points. That was nice to see from Shake. Tonight, not at all there. I felt like a lot of the problems on the backcourt were kind of just because of these minutes that we were spelling to Shake Milton tonight. I don't know. This is like kind of like a D to C. I'm beginning to expect this now from our bench guards, and I don't want this to continue. Get well soon, Baby Mac, and we might have to try something else if this is going to continue. But it seems like he is the weakest link on our team right now. Shake.
Yeah, it does, and it's unfortunate. When I was at the last game, or maybe not the last game, the game before that, when I was actually attending the game, my dad kind of called Shake having a good game, and he did. But it's like, he can't have just one good game out of how many we've had 9. Like, like we were kind of hoping Shake would be like a pretty decent puzzle piece for us. And he has just not been that. So yes, I think D for Shake. Did I choose the right player? Yeah, I did. Okay.
You did.
Yeah. Don't even know what Shake looks like.
Yeah. Okay, cool. The three key members off the bench, Nick, Nas, and Slow-Mo. probably somewhere in the world. It's probably like a law firm. Nas, 18 points, dubbed the dub killer themselves from the
He had
broadcast.
how many points?
He averages like 24 against them. Only had 10 points, six
Okay.
rebounds, couple assists, and a couple turnovers. Nas, who got head or neck spasms, or what was it? Neck cramps?
Something, yeah. I don't know.
Crazy, scary fall.
Yeah, that was.
Slide into the stanchion. That thing did not look great. However, how exciting and excited were you to know that he was available? And like, I was really worried that things like that like would cause us to maybe
Yeah.
lose a game or two this week.
Yes, I was equally as scared. I thought there was kind of no chance that he was going to play this game when he missed the end. There was actually a part of me that thought that he was going to come back in that same game. I actually thought he was more so, I don't want to say faking, but like selling it kind of, and like trying to sell it long term in that game. But then when they started reporting it as an actual thing, I was like, oh no. So no, I was super happy to have him back, and Ant. Obviously, I think the Ant sickness thing was just like a slight thing, and they just mentioned it. But
Mhm.
Timberwolves are so weird with injury stuff because sometimes they report stuff, and then sometimes they don't report. Like Towns' injury, like it was like a mystery for just 50 games, and then suddenly it was just
I
like, sure,
know.
he can come back. Like whatever. I don't know. It's always like
Yeah.
I don't know what to think when Nas has that. Is it like, oh, he's gonna be out weeks, or is it, oh, it's nothing, it's no big deal. So, anyways, yeah, Nas was,
Um, okay.
he got into a little scuffle.
Mhm.
Kind of all, I will say, to try to be not biased here, I think it was pretty much all initiated by Nas. Like I know that, like, they were in each other's space a little bit. I'm not saying there's no blame on Kuminga, but like I think a lot of it was Nas. Nas did grab his legs midair, which is like a scary thing to do. And then after that, he kind of pushes off on him. Then Kuminga kind of comes back at him, and then they start going at it. It scared me because Kuminga is a kind of former Timberwolf, and I was just ready for him to be like, you know what? He already plays with passion against us because we traded him, but that was just going to maybe push him a little bit more over the edge. And I was like, we're going to have a Kuminga like 30-point game just because Nas felt like he had to like foul this guy, or not foul. Well, he did foul him, but like get into it. So that kind of worried me. And then luckily, neither one of them had any great game. This was like an average game, maybe less than I expect from Nas, but I think I'm probably in the C realm for this.
Yeah. This is below average. This is, to
That's
quote
true.
Sabrina, aka Goat Hilliard, D-Lo tier, because this is not what we expect nightly. We expect to kind of just like absolutely dominate the matchup, have no question he is the sixth man of the year, and not question if it's the yips or if it's like some sort of like system or if it's some sort of timing where he's not able to get who he wants on him and the matchup is not favorable for him. I feel like we've
Mhm.
always been putting him in the times that are best for him to succeed in his role, and didn't see that tonight. And we saw Yarich and Kuminga kind of taking his lunch money in a lot of ways. However, he wasn't expected to do a whole lot tonight. He was just supposed to just keep the pace and like kind of just like give what take what the defense is giving him really, and he didn't really overcompensate as maybe sometimes someone would in their circumstances.
Mhm.
So that's kind of stopping him from going even further really. So I'm going to give him a D-Lo for tonight, maybe even a low C.
I think chat is saying C is too high, so we're gonna go with a D. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think this is under what we expect from him. So
10 points, a positive plus minus. That's great. 6 rebounds, it's kind of more than what he's been showing us lately. That's fine.
Mhm.
But just not being as assertive as possible and, really kind of like um, duplicating, but not like ascending his role is kind of disheartening. We want to see more from him. And this is like a pretty decent game from him, but like we're cherry picking on what we could expect more from. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Well,
yeah.
we'll see what happens with Nas.
Totally. They also got to the rim a lot more with Nas.
Mm.
On as a big, so that's something that we can't let up. We can't let off the gas pedal. Slow mo, 18 minutes, 4 for 4 from the floor, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 turnovers, potentially 3 turnovers too many. Um, Slow mo, I'm giving him a C,
I think I'm
but
giving
those
him a C too. Go ahead. Sorry.
but the turnovers are pretty crazy, and this is something we might need to address in the future.
Yeah.
If we had a 3-hour stream to talk about, I feel strongly that this stuff can't sit well with me right now. Can't sit well with the coaching staff right now. That like every game we're getting the 3-4 territory turnovers with slow mo.
It's concerning. I think I said it in chat last time as a viewer. But Kyle's having these like great plays. He's both terrible and great at like the same time. Like he's having these egregious turnovers. Like he was the one that did that turnover at the end of the game, and also some just other key ones in the beginning. And at the same time, he's that zone buster kind of guy. Although that didn't work as well tonight, but he does have those kind of killer, just like take the wind out of their sails plays. So it's less of that he's a C, and it's more that he's both simultaneously a B and a D. like he's like, I don't know. It's like averaging out everything. But yeah, Slow-Mo has had more than two or more turnovers in the last 4 or 5 games. That's crazy. Sabrina, you're a stats person now. This is crazy. You're too good at this. But minus 13 and 2 big misses. That two. I forgot about the free throws. That's when I was looking away, getting ready for the stream, thinking we had just won the game.
No, he shat on 2 free throws. That's right. We might need to consider.
Maybe it's a D.
We just beat the Golden State Warriors, and let's say anyone who's coming in being like neutral, if not like from the opposition, like looking at his dog our team, putting them all in D-Lo tier. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. I think it's warranted though.
I think it is too. I didn't think about it at first. I totally forgot about that, and now I'm like, oh no!
Look at us!
See, I told you, chat persuades us. You guys got to participate.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's we're 7-2, and we're like, yeah, the team's D-Lo. Anyways,
however,
well, yeah.
Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 10 points in the same amount of time that he was out there as Naz Reid. 2 rebounds. That's 4 less rebounds than Naz Reid. 2 steals. Supreme defense.
That was his defense is back. He's back.
He's back. Hey, I loved him.
I agree.
Feel so confident with him on the court. I feel so confident with him donning the number 9. Like he will take any role, any situation, and make the most of it. He hit that really clutch 3 on the top of the 3-point line early in the first quarter, and just basically slowed down the game when we were kind of starting to get a little restless. We were starting to get a little bit too careless with the ball. We were turning it over a bunch, leading to several second chance points even for the Warriors. Boom, a 3-pointer for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and just insane defense that we wouldn't let up all night long. Like, it's so sick to have Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, and then off the bench we get Nickeil Alexander-Walker stopping the Currys, the Clays, and even CP3, who was relegated to like just old as a tier list. Like, he's below Glenn Taylor. He's just old.
He's just old.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Side note. I was pretty close to Glenn Taylor, humble brag, during the game, but he is gone. Like, I don't know if he's been on TV recently, but like it's bad. Anyways.
Kill Alexander from got gorilla nuts.
Nausea.
As Jacob says, a perfect role player game for sure. As Aston says, A is generous. LOL. Yeah, and it may be because there isn't a B plus, as Mitch King says. And so,
yeah, that's true.
all the chat, I feel like I'm out of my element tonight. I'm just not on my game. You can, D-Lo tier me if you want. I don't care. I expect that, honestly. But like Mitch has been dropping nuggets all night tonight. I just want to say and highlight some of that. but also all of you. And you're all awesome. But
you are. Subscribe.
uh,
Go ahead.
anything else from now? Otherwise, we're moving on to the starters.
No, I'm just so happy that playoff Na is back. I'm just so
Wow.
happy, and that's a little bit of
Yes.
why I put him at A. Wow,
Good
throwback.
Good stuff.
But yeah, no, that's a little bit of why it's so high for me. Again, it's somewhat expectation based. It's less of like, one scale for every single player. It's like, what do I expect out of Na? I'm still a little hurt by the beginning of the season from Na. So like seeing this is like, I'm just like overly happy about it.
Yeah. Well, to the starters, and I see we're about 100 people live. You guys, man, this is awesome.
Whoa.
The new normal is I still can't get over it. And if we hit 50 likes, we've already hit over 500 subscribers. So we're planning some big things for the show. It just means so much that you guys are part of it. As we hit the starters, it'd be great for let's just throw a comment in the comment section below. Like, what are our expectations for Tuesday? Naz Reid
game. I like
Naz Reid game. Mike Conley in 30 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. My boy, he's coming back, and only 1 turnover. Back to his true self.
Yeah.
He hit a 3, and he hit a free throw, and he was basically there as a disruptor. I would say that his scoring wasn't as necessary as it could have been when games are tighter, when games are really, really hanging in the balance. But we needed a dose of him tonight on the offensive end, and the way that he was distributing really just made me so pleased with his effort. But I don't know how to grade him tonight.
I don't either. This is a really difficult one. I guess maybe it's not. I don't know. Because I'm not. There's nothing super exciting about what happened today. He did hit he hit a 3 or 2. I don't remember. Well, he only had 8 points, so you can only hit 2 max. He had 1 rebound where. Well, actually, I don't even know if it counted as a rebound. I think it was a foul, but he was flying. I don't know if you saw that. It was on the right side when I think it was that the third quarter maybe. He flew in for this rebound and was like literally barreling around in the air. It was insane. I didn't hate him out there. I know, speaking of Gerald, shout out for winning your wife for winning the Discord over under. But I don't know. I'm trying to say a whole lot of nothing, and I think he's just a C.
I think this is average. This is what I want from him on a bad night. I will say that much. I would want to have more aggressive Conley on a nightly basis to not only just get his averages up and kind of like convince me that his role is very necessary, but like just to kind of like get the heat off of the Ant, get the heat off of the Towns, and also just kind of like, remember we were talking about earlier in the show, it's nice to see someone else pick it up here and there when Jaden was scoring in the fourth quarter, and even early in the game when we were just like giving Golden State a different look. It's like so like impactful to just like completely gut their confidence and like gut their reasoning, for why the way they're defending by having Conley hit a 3, right? Or Conley driving and hitting a floater. It's just like completely, anytime he scores, it pretty much guts the opposition, right? Yep. And we need to see him in double digits on a nightly basis. I'd probably say I would love to see him like around the 14 points a game mark, where we might not be getting that at all this season. But maybe his role is just like when it's called for,
Yeah, I think that makes sense, especially as a older player. I think that makes sense. We've got some kind of split decisions between B and C in the chat. By the way, Disco will Bally always want Glenn Taylor to always. We should just put them perpetually there. But yeah.
I asked in like the whole top of the standings of assisted turnovers when it was like 30 or something. It was pretty funny. It was only destined to go down, but like, man, I just want him to be there. It's fun to have that stat. Great game from everyone, and
Super great game from
It'd be
Cat,
great.
yeah.
It'd be great to have him be in that A/B tier territory. But like, this might be a struggle for us to grade a player like this on a night-to-night basis. Like, what is an A game from Conley? I think we're going to see it in points, or we're going to see it in some sort of like 4 steals kind of game. Like, we're not going to see this heroic, hero-like performance from Conley. So like, him getting an A might be a stretch, or we need to be a little bit looser in our like terms or
That's true.
definitions.
Yeah. 9 points is an A.
No.
8 points is a B. 7 points is a C. That's
Oh,
kind of what it's
no.
turning out to be. Yeah, that's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess are we falling into C?
I don't know, man. Disco Wolf is right.
Bite.
Yeah. I'm C. I'm C or low B. B minus. Maybe we need to add more like sub tiers.
I know, but it's like we have so many, but we really should. I mean, we find ourselves in this situation all the time. Okay, people are saying B. We're going B.
Yeah.
I was peer pressured by Jacob and Noah and Sabrina and Noah again and Aston and
Literally every
B
single
for
one.
bite. David, you win. That's the reason.
A1 when he bites someone.
when he bites somebody. We should
Actually,
make some
when he
bite.
does get attacked. Oh, what?
We need to make some bite merch.
Yeah.
We
Let's do
need
it.
bite merch.
We need
Let's
to get
do
some
it.
merch. I think we're on that path.
We do. Maybe we could give away some bite merch that's not even created. Anyways, we're at 43 likes, by the way. We need to get to 50 likes. I came up with the idea of the giveaway today. It's not bite merch. It's tickets for the upcoming Knicks game. If we get to 50 likes, it's upper level tickets. If we get to 100 likes, it's lower level tickets. Boom.
Amazing.
I like that. Okay, who's up next?
Jaden McDaniels. 35 minutes, 13 points, 0 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 fouls, 2 quick ones against Curryisms, really.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be hard to grade, but 6 for 8 from the floor. Amazing. He hit a 3, and it'd be great to get him on the offensive boards. However, in a game like tonight, this is like an outlier. His role is so demonstrably different than in other games where, yeah, he's guarding the team's best player, but he's also asked to rebound a lot. In this game, he needs to just like hug Curry as often as possible wherever Curry is. So is he. And he also needs to basically completely lose Curry on offense. So then, like, Curry's running around scrambling and getting tired, as he does in games where he has to play both sides. My grade for Jaden is a B.
I agree. I think mine is maybe a B plus just because of the offense. I was just like, I know, like, again, this is based off of expectations, and offensively, I really just don't expect that much from Jaden. I have like severe doubts about him on offense, which I know a lot of people don't, but I see the struggle for some reason in the way he plays and offensively. We know what he can do defensively, and I was expecting fouls, some of those BS fouls against Curry where Curry is just like sticking his butt out or, just like typical Jaden stuff that happens. And now I'm not even blaming Jaden. So I think it's a B plus for me, but I don't think I can go up to A just because A would have to be like, I think it was game 6 of the Memphis series. He hit like a bunch of threes. Yeah, it was like, it was a lot. And that was like, yeah, that's like A worthy Jaden. But I think this is a B. Yeah, Sabrina.
Yeah. Jaden for president.
I just don't. I don't know.
Yelled into shoes.
And I agree with what Disco Wolf is saying. He can't be. This is my exact thought during the game was like, if he's going to keep fouling, he has zero chance at being defensive player of the year, which isn't the most important thing in the world. But also, by the way, side note, even if he doesn't foul, Rudy might be beating him to that category anyways. But
wow.
But yeah, he gets a terrible whistle. But at the same time, there's so many fixable things for him to just like stop playing because he does a lot of like ticky-tack emotional kind of fouls. And it's bad. Sabrina, I'm not saying that I don't like his offense. I'm saying it's not consistent. And it's like something that, sure, and I believe that we win 90% of games when he scores 10 or more. But it's sometimes a struggle to get him to 10 points. Anyways.
I remember Jim Pete on broadcast would say and state these kind of facts that, like, when we get the others involved, when we get Jaden involved, when we get him to double-digit leads or double-digit like outputs, like, you know, the win percentage is through the roof. And so this is like an accurate stat. Like, I love to see this coming from our chat here. It's just like he had 7 or 9 points in the third quarter, couldn't miss, and just to keep defenses honest, he is expected to do as much as he did. And when he gets to the like double-digit point thresholds, you can't sag off of him. Teams are game planning by like having him shoot, and like he's gonna actually be potentially our second option on offense at one point in our timeline here with him. He's going to be scoring, and the expectation is no longer 10, 12 points for him. We paid a contract for him, not just for his defense, but him to reliably get an offense for us. Yep. When they double team Cat, when they double team Ant, who should we go to? Someone who can create for themselves, someone who can be like a very flexible, like kind of like shot creator in a pinch. That's Jaden. That's Slow-Mo. That's Nas. And to have Jaden do both things, do all things at all times, we actually kind of expect and demand a lot from him, and he's met those expectations. Maybe in the box score it looks crazy from night to night basis. It's impossible to actually grade him, but like what you see is also a reflection of what they do on the offensive end. To get 38 points from Curry is crazy. That's not on Ant, or that's not on Jaden. But boy, did he have to effing work for that. And he got 13 free throws or whatever crazy nonsense it was. For basically a shooter who's flopping all game long. But then he's also expected to like switch on Andrew Wiggins, who was nothing. Klay Thompson, basically nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, Klay.
It's hard to grade, but I could see a B, but I'm going to probably say B minus C.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, the thing where you're getting me is the contract, because I forget about the new contract being a thing, and now that that's here, there are more expectations. Like we need more. This isn't just the kind of like, oh well, it's rookie contract and we're figuring things out. 150 million is not figuring it out. It's you figured it out. So yeah.
Well, and also this is a perfect way to conclude our thoughts on Jaden is stop making dumb fouls, because he's so reliant. We're so reliant on him out there, and he's been kind of known to become somewhat reliable in those moments of being insanely hard to like work to play off of him, and like Boston can't score when he's on them, like Dallas couldn't. I'm just saying, but he needs to be there, and he needs to just when he has like 2 or less, 3 or less fouls, he can be as aggressive as he wants to be. When he has 4 and 5, he starts to like sag off, because if he's out of the game with fouls, we can't use him.
Yeah. Chat is saying C, and I'm trying not to be bullied.
Oh man, it's hard not to be.
It is. Chat, how dare you? Who's next?
Rudy Gobert, 35 minutes, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 block shots.
That's great.
There's our boy.
That's Rudy.
Missed a lot of free throws, but I guess Kat is a Rudy whisperer, and talk to Rudy at the line. According to Charlie, the question he has is, did it matter? And my grade for Rudy, it's an A.
I think it is an A. I was borderline B, but this was an A game. And I think it's because my expectation coming into this game was very worried. When we made the trade, everybody in the league was like, how are you going to beat the Warriors with Rudy Gobert? because all they're going to do is go out to the 3-point line. One, he's been closing out to 3-pointers quite well. I don't know. It didn't really happen so much this game, but in the previous 2 or 3 games, he has been aggressively closing out to 3-point shooters and affecting the shots. This was a game where him and Jaden kind of teamed up and were like, yep, we're just not going to let. I mean, Steph did score a lot, but they were like at key moments there and ready to block. And, with the Rudy thing, it's just like Jim Pete says, it's just like everybody says. Like, sure, he has 5 blocked shots tonight, but how many affected shots does he have? It 15, 20? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many. And not only that, you can go deeper. It's how much does the scheme change? They're like, okay, well, we can't make any baskets around the rim, so we have to stay out and do mid-range shots. And then Clay is it's just there's a lot of different factors. And I do think that it is an A for him tonight.
It is. It's borderline A1 for me because the way that he was even playing Draymond Green was daring him to shoot. Draymond Green's I can't even shoot. The way that they were driving to the rim, and there's Rudy, and they're like, oh, never mind, let's kick it back out. The couple times they did block shot. You're not dunking on me for shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's the free throws, and then it's the carelessness on offense. And yeah, we're throwing him zip passes early on the offensive sets because he's sprinting down, but it's an A1 because he's sprinting down. You don't see that from him on a nightly basis. But then, yeah, the hands, the Butterfinger hands, as well as when he puts the ball on the deck, he loses it sometimes. He'll do some sort of spinning air, acrobatic attempt at some sort of hook shot or floater. That doesn't work really. But he doesn't do it unconsciously. He does it somewhat purposely, and he doesn't really break us on offense when he does those kind of things. I need him to see him dunk. I need him to see him do exactly what he did tonight. I think it's an A, but we can be dissuaded, or we can be persuaded by Chet.
I think it's an A. I think I'm a little lower than you just because for A1 for me, it would have to be he's bouncing around at alley-oops flying up and down the court. And, defensively he was really good, but I think I'm borderline A, B, and it sounds like you're a little bit more A1A. And I think chat is Rudy sprinting needs to be a C expectation.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's awesome. I don't know. It's kind of weird to say that, but it's a really dumb thing to be rim running.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't see that from our bigs, man. And that's what happens in transition. We get lost. We can't get our defensive set. And when he's on the ground, it doesn't happen. He's not on the ground. So we get our sets, we get to our sets. And so when that's a big way of stopping transition. That's being a big, bugaboo in a lot of games where we have lost, is the transition has been a big deal. And sometimes when Cat is our only big and he falls down, boom, we have no transition D.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Oh, that's a good comment. Who's next?
Boy, it's actually hard to pick. Anthony Edwards, the divine number 5, 38 minutes, 33 points on 11 for 27, 1 for 9 from 3. However, 10 for 10 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Yeah, sure, there's 4 turnovers. But we can look past a couple of them. A couple of them were early as well.
4's not terrible.
Team leader in plus minus and a plus 15. Talk to me, man. I don't know how to grade him.
I do. I feel pretty confident. It looks like Chad agrees with me. I think this is a B game.
12 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was not a B game, but through 2.5, 3 quarters. I know Ant had 15 or something in the first half. I don't know. But really, the hunting for shots, it was just really kind of gross to watch for a while. And that's kind of what we're talking about with Cat and him. It's
shot
sure. It's shot selection, but it's also this is a moment where we don't have to have Ant taking these shots. Cat was clearly on tonight. So these could be Cat shots. And there were almost every one of those threes that he took in either the third or beginning of the fourth or whenever it was. Cat was right there, ready for the ball. Like he was just ready for it, and Cat was hitting shots tonight. So it felt like a moment where we maybe could have just like passed off to Cat. In ways, you could make. I mean, this is really twisting it to be like a positive, but like, of course, you want your best player to get into a rhythm, and sometimes that means taking bad shots. And of course, later in game, he turns on Jordan mode and does all the fadeaways and turnaround jumpers and everything, and then it's like game. But maybe that doesn't happen without the 8 missed threes and the 4 turnovers, but that's really trying to spin it in a positive Anthony Edwards way. But still, those things did happen, both good and bad. So this is kind of a B where it's like, I kind of expected this out of him, but it was like the points. There's so many points and there's just like such crucial moments. Also for me, it's very hard for me not to grade him higher when he has poster dunks. The poster dunk for me, it really is like it, and I am just so about it. So that got me so hyped.
The poster dunk is my expectation. Is my C level for Ant.
Really, I've stopped expecting him. He doesn't do it anymore.
Oh man,
I miss it. So when I see it, I get super happy. I will say this was mentioned earlier in the chat. The trash talk though, A1. Like I'm about the trash talk. Like this is awesome, especially against a team like the Warriors, especially like a player like Draymond Green. It's both awesome and it's a little worrisome because there is he did have one technical foul, which is the big problem with it because I think he's getting baited into it by CP3, by Draymond. Like they are trying to get that out of him. Luckily, he doesn't get like super over the top with it, but still, it's a fine line. And it's a little scary to be that close to that. But
David Peterson, are you an effing poet? We're looking for banners, not posters.
Wow!
Holy crap! What a line!
That's another merch idea. No.
Yeah, I love the trash talking personally. I love that he's standing up for our team. And like Draymond Green is a has-been. Like, sit down. He's playing another game within the game to try to get, our players rattled, or he was like kind of mouthing off at Rudy Gobert, and it's like kind of sad. It's like kind of sad now, and it's like the old man, yelling at clouds kind of analogy. It's like, man, he's just doing his thing, being old and irrelevant, and kind of exposed really this year. But yeah, let's say this. I'm totally a B territory for Ant. It can't be an A. It can't be an A.
Yeah.
10 free throws is A1 territory. 33 points in a poster dunk is kind of in that A1 territory.
Yep.
27 shots.
That's insane.
Someone needs to take shots, but 27 shots.
And I want it to be Ant. I like Ant taking 27 shots, but not when you've only made 11 of them. Like that's the point. You can find yourself, but this is like Kobe levels of trying to find yourself. Like Kobe, 2010 Kobe or whatever it was. Like the late years where he's like when he went for 60 or whatever it was in his last game or 50.
Yeah.
Like and he shot like 47 shots. I don't know. Like it's like that. And we can't have that. We were lucky to win in spite of that. But there's just too many positives on the other side that it's like, it's again one of these things where we're averaging it out, all the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere in around a B.
His defense is incredible. It's getting better by the day. Those 2 steals in the fourth quarter, kind of like somewhat overcompensating for some of the things that he was doing ineptly on offense. But the fact that he was so rooted, he was so grounded in the first quarter defensively that Clay couldn't get off. Curry was only able to switch onto Jaden and do those like really weird like fall down flops to get calls. Like they weren't able to do anything. Our backcourt mob is so real this season. It's incredible. It's probably one of the reasons why Philadelphia is doing so well defensively and in record-wise this year too, because they don't really have gaps or holes defensively on their team right now. And Ant is on another level in that regard. And I just want to say, tipping my hat off to him. I didn't expect to kind of routinely see like 5, 6, 7 assists. I thought it would be another year or two before we would see that. But he's getting there consistently now. And he's looking for Gobert. He may be over too much, sometimes. and I love it. I love that he's dishing the rock. I love that he's looking for others in his own right. But there's got to be that blend, and we didn't see that tonight, where he was a little too trigger happy. And while we needed that from someone, it didn't necessarily have to be him tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
Water current.
Anthony Towns.
Go ahead.
What? I was just going to say Carl. Yeah, go ahead with water current. Yeah.
Ant was asked in the offseason who he wants to face in the playoffs. He said Warriors because Green talks too much shit. I love it.
Yes.
Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know, man. I've never seen a better version of him. Even when he was at his apex offensively, the stat line tonight isn't going to wow you. 8 for 14, 21 points. He hit a couple threes, 14 rebounds, hell yeah, 3 assists, couple steals, hell yeah, a block shot, hell yeah. 1 personal foul, and probably his best output this season. But on both sides of the ball, my friend, I think he was an A. I would argue for an A1, but I'm giving him an A.
I would not argue for an A1. I will forget this game, but this was a great game. To start the game, and apparently Cat just loves being level-headed and playing against the Warriors. Like he was great tonight. Offense, defense, mental attitude during the game, mental toughness during the game. We didn't see, we may have a new segment coming up on the future shows, introducing Cat's 9 Lives. And if that would have been the idea being, we may count the amount of times that there's the behind the back pass, the, arguing with the refs, the, just anything like that. He would have had no lives lost tonight because he was just fantastic all night. There was one play. The only thing that the Dirk move was crazy and he swished it. But but the what was I going to say? The one play that was a little bit stray voltagey is that he went up for this rebound, and of course he fought with Rudy for it.
I hated that.
But he demolished Rudy to get it. He knocked Rudy on the ground to get the rebound, which was hilarious. But I've kind of been ragging on him for that. But I'd rather have him fighting for rebounds like this, assuming he gets them. Because that's what I want. I want effort. I want game effort, not the fluff effort, the just for the looks effort. That's I am trying to get the rebound for our team. And sure, of course, Rudy got in the way of him for that, but that's okay. That's acceptable. But 1 life lost. Yes, he cried about getting blocked when it was totally clean. Yeah, that's true. There was actually a couple of those, but I don't think it was necessarily too bad crying wise. That was kind of normal complaining, but threw away possessions by giving the ball. Okay, that is true also. Man, you guys don't change my mind. Good. It's still an A. But yes, there were plays when he's doing that. And that's more of a team thing, I think. It is Towns, but it is there was a moment tonight for 3 or 4 minutes where we were just forcing the ball to Rudy Gobert. And it's what? Cat was a dog? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm still low-key move off of Cat as well, but I like what I see. Yeah. This is a weird analogy, but right now I'm doing pretty well in fantasy football, and I have Devontae Adams, if you know anything about football, and I will be short with my football analogies in case none of you like football. But I just traded, or I'm just about to trade Devontae Adams for Cooper Kupp because I'm being very patient because I have a ton of good wide receivers on my team. So I don't have to worry about it. And that's kind of how the Timberwolves are right now. We have a ton of good talent on our team, and we don't necessarily need to trade Towns. If we do, what are we going to get in return? Because Towns at his peak is an elite shooter and apparently an elite defender. So
wow.
What are we going to get in return? I know you could get more of a specific spot up shooter, like a Cam Johnson or something like that. But I don't think that that's going to happen. I think we kind of at the moment, even though I am more of a Towns I guess I'm just going to use the word hater because I don't know what else to say. But like, and you know, you guys have heard me. I've said the trade towns before, but I don't know. I think this is the situation where we keep Cat and we just kind of hope that games like this happen more than they don't. Because if games like this happen more than not, I think we're winning a ton of games this year. I think we're a top 4 seed.
They top 4.
Okay. We're top 4. I think we're a top 4 seed. That was the best I've done so far with this. With
That's really good. That's pretty good.
I'm
going to interrupt you.
I like it.
I'm going to interrupt you and zoom in on my phone because we've hit
50 likes, 50 gifted. No, 50 likes. 50 likes, which means that we will be doing some tickets at the end of the stream. And if we get to 100 likes, we'll do some really good tickets, like lower bowl tickets. So like the video, get it up to 100 likes, and we'll do that here in not too long, probably. Also, you have to be subscribed to be a part of this, and you have to be very active in the chat. So, anyways, I heard Dane Moore make a point that's true. If we actually want to win the finals, we need Cat. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I'm saying is like, if I don't know any player that we could replace Cat with and be like, yeah, we definitely have a better chance. You know, I mean, like that we could like actually trade for Cat. And yeah, he's a lead on offense, and I think we need to utilize him more without taking too much away from Ant, unless it's a night like this where Ant is 11 of 27, and then we could give 6 or 7 of those 27 shots to Cat, you know, who was making shots tonight, and then maybe this isn't such a scary game at the end of the game. But yes, Cat A tonight. Good job.
Closes out the tier list in symmetrical fashion. Look at that.
Yeah. No C's.
Man.
I guess that makes sense. We started off with all D's too, so everybody ended with a B or better. Wow. Incredible. Well, we've got some kind of fun stuff that we could go into. I have got a couple tweets pulled up that I wanted to look at together.
Let's do it.
So we've got maybe a bad omen. I'm going to share this tab, make sure I do this correctly.
I don't know what that means.
Let me see here. Okay. Share. Okay.
What is this?
Winners work, baby. Winners work. Howell. And we've got Carl Sr. This is an amazing outfit, by the way. Oh my goodness. I love this. Another picture of him. But unfortunately, we are doing the Phoenix Suns, and we are working out after the game.
I wonder if that's a meme. I wonder if they're just making fun of themselves.
This does not look like a meme. Maybe.
What is Cat
doing?
Know.
Cat actually doesn't look. Well, he's got the. I don't know. I can't tell what this is. Do we think this is a meme, or do we think this is a? What do we think? I don't
know, man. I want to stop watching it.
I do too, and we're going to stop watching it. And also on another recurring segment now on this show, we are going to react to a new Timberwolves Brazil post after the game. They might have several, but we're going to watch this one. I'm going to turn the music up. I don't want to get DMAC'd.
Oh my gosh.
This is very strange. However, this is maybe one of the most normal Timberwolves Brazil posts that we've ever seen.
I don't know, man.
Amazing. What else did Timberwolves Brazil do anything else crazy? Something that's going to oh yeah, here we go. There we go. Yep. Nice little wolf chasing a curry. Oh my. Anyways. There went your camera. Yeah. Timberwolves Brazil is my new favorite thing. I seriously love it. And I think we're going to make this a recurring segment. We also are going to do the cat thing. Now, I think we're about to get into giveaway time. We're at 57 likes. If we can get to 100 in the next couple minutes, I guess we can do that. But we can do the lower bowl tickets. But we will do some tickets for the Knicks game. And we will do that perhaps right now. Welcome back, Ashwin.
Thank you.
Let me get this pulled up here. Get the giveaway all ready. Okay, everybody. Giveaway time. Are you sharing something now? Okay.
Yeah.
A new woo.
I hope you guys know about this.
Oh gosh, Timberwolves Brazil. Yeah, if you don't know about Timberwolves, if you don't know about this, it's crazy.
All right, whenever you're ready.
No, it's okay. Let's say chat says we want to wait until we get to 100. I don't know if we're going to get to 100. We're at 57. We have kind of a lot of likes to go, but if we get there, we will. But anyways, giveaway. Everybody ready? We're going over the rules, okay? Anthony Hollis, do not participate. If you know who Anthony Hollis is, do not do what Anthony Hollis did.
Yeah.
We need an instant response. You're going to need a Twitter, or you're going to need to say your Discord name or something in the chat. It will not be a woo. It's going to be something else. So you have to do that. I'm going to give you a keyword to put in. You're going to do that. We're going to wait 5 minutes or so, talk a little bit more about the game. And then after that, I am going to, well, actually, we may not wait 5 minutes. It may only be like 2 or 3 minutes. I don't want to have two people leave during that happening.
I like what Jacob's saying.
What? Let's do it. I got to sleep. Okay, here. I got to get something ready. I have to put it on the screen so everybody knows what to do. Okay. Giveaway is starting right now. And the keyword is type bite in the chat. Oh, actually, wait. Don't do it yet. Now you can do it. Now you can do bite. Bite in the chat. Yep. There we go. For the giveaway, this is tickets to the Knicks game. I keep forgetting to say this is tickets to the Knicks game. The Knicks game is 11/20. I don't know what day of the week that is. Pull up a schedule. That's a Monday night.
That's
Monday night, 7 Central. Okay. We've got a lot.
We're gonna watch some stuff while we are doing this.
Let's do it. Bite in the chat. Bite in the chat for tickets. What is this? Oh yeah.
Poster.
Yeah, that's a good one. Also, please stop calling technicals for stuff like that. Like, please let them talk after. Yeah. It's crazy. That's basketball, man. Cool. Did I say something else?
Bite, no space.
Bite, no space. It looks like everybody's done a pretty good job at that. Okay. Bite, no space. You have to be subscribed for this to happen. Please subscribe. Please be in the Discord. And please, we can see your, oh yeah, I see. Please be subscribed. All the stuff. You're going to have to put your Twitter or your Discord right after this. Okay. We're drawing in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it. Jared O is the winner. I think Nightbot will figure that out here soon enough. There it is.
Yeah, what's up, Jared? Congrats.
Jared, you're a regular. That's great. I like it. Jared, you have won tickets. Let me just double check. We didn't get to 100 likes. Yeah, no, it's only 50. Okay, so Jared, I think I might even have you on Twitter already, but if you could send me a message. Let's see. Oh, you, Jared, this is like bonus points for you. That's amazing. I'm going to make sure you get an aisle seat or something. Let's see. MN Wild
763.
Yes. You follow me. I follow you. I sent you, hey. This is the beginning of me sliding into your DMs. All right. I will need your email, so we'll go over that. Don't send it here. I'll get your email in the chat there, and we can figure that out over the next couple days or even tonight. Yes, responded. Jared, yes, everybody, round of applause for Jared.
For Jared. This is amazing.
That was amazing. Best giveaway we've ever done. Huge W for Jared's quick response. And yeah, we will be doing giveaways. This will not be the last giveaway of the season. We will definitely have more. So yeah, subscribe, like the channel. We're super, super close to getting to the point where we can have like emotes and stuff like that. So we're going to be coming out with a video here in a couple days. If you guys could support that video, that would be awesome. It's going to be Ant's funniest moments. We're going to have like a big compilation of everything. So if you guys could like turn on notifications and like the video, comment and say, haha, I love Ant. Maybe not that. That sounds like a bot. But put your OnlyFans in the comments. No, but yeah, we're going to do some of that. We'll do some more. And I believe you and I are both back here on Tuesday night. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a late game, isn't it? It is. It's 9 Central, 7
Holy crap.
Pacific, which is us.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then that's a back-to-back. We have a Wednesday game. I think you're not available for Wednesday. I could be wrong.
That's correct.
But, oops, let's get Bite out of here. How do I get Bite out of here? No more Bite.
Mitch. Oh no, Mitch. I love the restraint. I love the restraint.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you all again. Wolves are 7-2, man.
I don't know, man. That's crazy, right? Isn't that absolutely nuts?
I can't get over it. And you know what? I'm going to celebrate all night until we play them on Tuesday and they adjust for everything we did today.
Sure.
Cool.
In-season tournament Tuesday.
That is. Oh yeah, that's right. It's an in-season tournament game, so we get the fun floor. I don't remember what theirs is looking like, but yes, Gerald knows the tradition. Gerald's an OG. 52 wins, still possible. Intro as the outro. We'll see you. Oops, I'm not in the right spot. We will see you Tuesday night, late slumber party. We'll see you.